a lot of lawsuits hitting Hollywood, and it's just driving me nuts. There's things I didn't want to talk about for a long time, but you know what? I have to address a lot of issues, and so now it's time, everybody, for us to get into it. All right, the very first thing I want to talk about tonight as discussion piece, and this is just one of those things that as I read more and more about it, I'm like, woof. But 50 Cent is developing a documentary about Sean Combs. Now, this is one of those things, everybody, that, of course, like, why is he doing this? Well, it's about the rape allegations coming forward, because now we have 4 different allegations of rape from Sean P. Diddy Combs. And they just keep stacking up, it seems like. On Wednesday, we talked about the last one. The last one was a fourth allegation from a Jane Doe who was 17, who apparently was at their studio with him and his bad boy president. And they were just hanging out, and they started doing a bunch of drugs, got on a private plane, and then they apparently raped her, both of them together. There's apparently 3 guys together, and then she just came forward because of other allegations. There's another woman that came forward. This was one of his actual girlfriends for a couple of years, Cassandra Ventura, and she came forward saying, well, this was horrible. She's accusing him of rape and beating her over the course of a decade, and also sex trafficking her over the course of an abusive 10-year relationship. And this is, again, and she's saying sex traffic because apparently her allegations are that he was like passing her on to all of her friends and forcing her to have sex with them, and then making her carry his gun in order to have a power move on her. And when she broke up with him, he actually threatened a boyfriend at the time and said, I will blow his car up if you actually date him. And then his car blew up. Interesting. And then another allegation came forward from another woman named Joy Dickerson, who said that when she was in college, he came to a restaurant, they hung out, he gave her some drugs, she blacked out, and then he raped her, and then actually took a video, and then showed it to all of his friends. And then another person, too, came forward, another Jane Doe, said that, okay, she was at a club, and Diddy and one of his friends, and she actually named the friend Aaron Hall, drugged her, took her to a bathroom, and raped her. And so 50 Cent put this forward. He's like, I'm doing a documentary about this. This came forward, and he's got people involved with this. Now, one person involved with this is a former Bad Boys record rapper, Mark Curry, who vouches for all this drug use. He was saying that one of Diddy's moves back in the day was spiking the champagne. The girls would drink it, and then they would black out. And that was a thing. These are all allegations coming forward. And 50 Cent said it's time to stop this and do a documentary. He wants to actually donate all the proceeds to sexual abuse, people that out there that have dealt with it, and all of these foundations that actually help and give back to people that have dealt with sexual abuse throughout their time. And to me, it's weird because 50 Cent's a big prominent rapper. He did try to join Bad Boy Records when he first started, and he was denied. Maybe there's that. Now 50 Cent is putting this forward, though. He's pushing it. And Sean Combs actually said, this actually drove me nuts today, guys. I heard this today where Sean Combs actually said that he would unlife him if he releases this documentary. Unlife. And I'm like, that's fucked up. So much so, Kimora Lee Simmons, who was P. Diddy's old wife's best friend, came forward and she said that this is probably true. And after that, her house started on fire because he threatened to put her house on fire, apparently, and then her house started on fire. So, I mean, I don't know if Sean Puffy Gomes is this kind of person. You have to stay away from anyone coming in Bad Boy. You're right, Goldie. I don't know if this is like a thing with Sean Combs. I don't know, but I see the allegations moving forward, and I see all these women coming forward, and I see what happens when you turn on him. And when he said that 50 Cent, it's pretty crazy, but 50 Cent, his production company is doing this. It's a documentary about the whole allegations, and it's moving forward. G and the Films and Television are producing it, and GR is mixing up a drink. It's a great time for the world. Yeah. But it's a Friday.
Sorry, guys.
Mute your microphone, fucker.
And it's for me, I'm like, when I hear these allegations and all these things stacking up, it's crazy. And P. Diddy came for everybody, and he said, enough is enough. This is not true. The last couple of weeks, I've been sat silently here just watching people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy, but it's not true.
Legacy,
but you hear these people, and 50 Cent's doing this. Sabrina, Felix says, do you want me? I'm gonna go to you first for 1 second. I'm gonna say this. I can either go to you first, or you can pawn it off to somebody else. As my co-host, I'm gonna give you that opportunity from now forward. Do you want to speak about this first, or should I go to somebody else?
I'm getting benefits now.
Yes.
Fucking too little, too late, Brian. I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, sure, I don't give a fuck. P Diddy's an asshole. He's a terrible rapper and got famous basically because fucking Biggie allowed him to be in his fucking posse. Least talented of all of them, by the way. And also, like, Chris put this in the chat earlier. I'm not gonna find it again though. Pretty sure he killed Biggie. So that's not great. There was an episode of Empire that came out. By the way, shout out to Nick Farrow. We had this conversation the other day. So he basically, there was an episode of Empire where Terrence Howard's character had like conspired to kill like another rapper, and fucking P Diddy tweeted, so they're doing My Life now, and like for 24 hours, apparently the world was all abuzz, and then it just disappeared and went away. So I am not at all surprised that he's also a fucking raper and a fucking raging lunatic. And I'm actually upset that I enjoyed his performance in Get Him to the Greek because that was my favorite part of that shithole movie. So fuck him. I hope he goes to jail for a very long fucking time. And that's it. That's all I have to say.
Are you surprised that that 50 Cent is actually moving forward this, so Sabrina, and actually putting this
No,
light?
good for 50 Cent. He's going to donate the fucking money to fucking rape victims or sexual assault victims. Good for him. You do that. I don't want you to die, though, 50 Cent. So just, whatever, watch your back. 50 Cent was in jail. I'm pretty sure he can handle himself. But you know what? Maybe have a couple extra security guards while you're doing this documentary. And hopefully that little twat ends up in fucking jail.
But Sabrina, also a big thing coming forward is that, okay, so if he moves forward this is not like put his life on the line. Should he not say this? What if he comes out innocent, though, Sabrina?
He's not innocent.
Jared, what do you think? Jared, do you think that he's innocent? Do you think that it could...
I doubt he is, but in this country where we come from, you're innocent until proven guilty. And if he isn't proven guilty, 50 cents is going to become 2 cents.
But so you think there could be some legal ramifications for 50 Cent if he does move forward this documentary?
Right. That's called... You cannot do that. That's bigamy. Not bigamy. Shit. That's too many of these. What that is. But I mean, you cannot come out and say something about somebody unless you have proof. Unless you're stupid and do it like this.
Do you think that? Okay, so there's some bad blood with the Bad Boys reputation with him because he wasn't allowed in Bad Boys. Do you think that is an issue that's causing this all to come forward? That he's going after Diddy at all?
I think bottom line it probably is, but it's two assholes being assholes. Rap is music to me. But
I think though the thing is like with this whole world, like they're all very involved with each other. So I think that things are seen. I know the same thing on set. Like people talk about shit. Like the same thing in Hollywood is like Kevin Spacey, for example. People talked about Kevin Spacey for years, but no one would come forward and say anything about what was happening. So it might be one of those things that Diddy was. I mean, these are allegations. I don't know. All I want to do is like talk about it, and just go back and forth about it because there is a conversation to be had here. I've been trying not to have it, but here we are having it because too much has come forward. Now we have a movie or a documentary we can talk about. So Ron, you hear about this. Is this a good idea as a producer to make a documentary about allegations moving forward that aren't even like proven in a court of law yet? And do you think that 50 Cent is right doing this?
My theory on this, and Gun Project actually said that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. There it is.
He's possibly getting this done so that when the proof does come out and they can go forward with the film, you can just release it right away. Bam, hit it hot. Not 9 months later, as you tend to shoot it. So sit on it for a while, just like what you were talking about earlier, and that they sat on that for a bit and then it came out.
And that's how it goes. That happens in Hollywood all the time. But do you think that
actually a good producer?
But can you believe all these? Can you believe it's like the allegations keep stacking up? Like
this is Me Too 2.0. I mean, it's just like, wow, this stuff that keeps. But yeah, the allegations keep stacking up. I think it's safer for people to come out with things because so many others are doing it, and especially in something that is so like violence driven. With a lot of this, people might feel safer coming out now because of in numbers.
Yeah. And that's what they're all saying too. All the people that are come forward, they're like, I'm coming forward because she came forward. And of course, New York opened it up. So it's not criminal, it's civil, right? So they're able to do a civil case against him. And so that's why these people are coming forward and actually saying something. And it's just like, because they're from the 70s, 80s. I mean, I'm not 70s, I think it was 80s, but maybe it was 90s. There's so many allegations from the past, you know? And it's like, it just blows my mind though. And the fact that they're saying like this one guy that coming forward being like, this was happening all the time. This Mark Curry guy was saying that he watched the drugging happen. Like maybe that's why 50 Cent feels like Ron, like you're right. Maybe he feels like he knows that the veil's going to be released and they're going to see Sean Combs for who he is. And they all seen it for a long time. And so like, let's just like do this now. You're right. Maybe let's do this now. But again, it's a tricky situation, like GR said. Maybe it could be a very bad situation for him later if for some reason he's cleared, but it doesn't look good for him. It doesn't look good at all. Now he settled the case, Ron. He settled the case with his ex-girlfriend. She was suing him for like $30 million, and they settled the case outside of court.
Well, the other thing you got to think about, that guy that says he saw it happening, he didn't do anything. Guess
Accessory.
what? He's an accessory after the fact.
You're right, GR. You're right. And he might not see it that way, but he's going to be charged that way too. Because again, say something. If you see something, say something, right? But
You know, there's a lot of people,
but people don't do it too, unfortunately.
Yeah. What do you say, Ron?
a lot of people are talking about the coincidences and stuff that go on with it, but that doesn't necessarily prove anything, because there's copycats too that want their own fame from maybe copycatting what somebody said. I'm going to blow up your house. All right, let me go blow that up. And then they'll think it's so-and-so. I won't be called for it. And it's a lot of that goes on. There's just a lot of duplicity.
That's good. That's a good take too. You're right. That could happen as well. There could be people that are just like banking off that news. They see it like, let's go make it happen and make him look bad. Or maybe, you know, that could happen because people don't like him. I mean, the rap game is so difficult. Sometimes there have been a lot of wars in the past. Sabrina was talking about, little or Biggie Smalls, and about how he was killed, and maybe that's a part of it too. Like, we don't know. There's been a lot of controversy. Tupac, Biggie. There's been a lot of stuff in the past where he was involved in that whole inner circle, and maybe this game is a lot more convoluted than we know. And maybe this will shed a light on it, like Harvey Weinstein did for Hollywood. It might be the same thing. But I saw this, and it gets so deep. The fact that he said, like, literally that he's like gonna unlive 50 if he doesn't stop this documentary. I'm like, unlive. That sounds like you're gonna murder this guy. So if you're 50 Cent, like, be careful, man. If you think I'm just saying from cruise control across the world, be careful. I know you've been to jail and you're probably a fucking strong motherfucker and you can kick ass every day, but just be careful, because it sounds like anything can happen with this guy.